Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. It is Wednesday, the 21st of February. It is 11 a.m. Central European Time, and we are back once more with the daily news and Bitcoin going through a little bit of a correction this morning. We are down to just above $51,000. I will have a look at the chart later on. It's not in the schedule, but we will go and have a look anyway. So on today's show, we have always got markets and X-Files, little snippets of information. We have the $2.45 billion coming in to Bitcoin ETFs last week. Forget these corrections. Look at what the big boys are doing. We're going to talk about the $3,000 ETH. Is it going to break above? Is it going to hold? What's happening with ETH? We're going to look at Chainlink. The CEO has been talking about tokenizing real world assets. We all know this is coming. We all know this is going to happen. So let's go through that. Good morning, Mags. Welcome to the stream. Pixels then is another one of our topics today. I'm going to take you through Pixels and why I think personally I'm not a fan, and why I sold my Pixels allocation, and why I think that hype can sometimes drive up prices beyond the level of where they should be. And then finally, we're gonna finish with a contentious topic today. Zach XBT, who many of you know, is a do-gooder, a good guy, a good person on X, and he highlights problems, scams, exits, whatever it might be. We're going to talk about what he put up last night with regards to a crypto influencer. I talk about this all the time. This isn't part of the show because I want to have a go at the guy he's talking about, but it's more of explaining to you how crypto influencers convince you to buy things that you may or may not want to buy. So it's a bit of a busy show. I'm going to get straight into it. I am not going to spend too long on anything else. Have a look at the markets. We did come down below 51.1. We're back up towards probably 51.2. Down just under 1% on the hour. Ethereum did bounce off 3,000. It didn't so much bounce off 3,000. It ricocheted off 3,000 and came back down. So we found some resistance points for Bitcoin and Ethereum, 53,000 and 3,000. What's going to happen for the rest of this week? Remember I said yesterday it's a 4-day week only. Monday, the Americans were off, so I do expect a pump this week. 53,000 was tested yesterday. Yes, we've come down to 51.2, but really, you shouldn't be worried. This is absolutely the wrong time to be doing anything with your Bitcoin. Do whatever you want with your alts, but for Bitcoin, for me, I am holding fast. Also, forgot to say good morning to Hidden Genders, always in the chat. Big love up to you. So market cap is down just a tad, but we are just tickling the $2 trillion market cap. Volume is up just over 90 billion. Bitcoin dominance 51.6. ETH dominance is coming in at 18.1. Remember, ETH dominance was as high as 21% about 5 or 6 months ago. It's got a long way to go. Ben Cowan, in his Bitcoin video that he put out yesterday or this morning, I can't remember which, he was talking about Bitcoin dominance hitting 60%. 60% of the total market cap of crypto being Bitcoin. I don't know if it's going to hit that, but remember, Ben Cowan is very good at his job, and even if we get to 57, 58, 59%, I think he has vindicated that prediction, because of course Bitcoin runs before everything else runs. Bitcoin is the top dog. So let's have a look actually at the 24-hour gainers and losers. Let's see what is up. See a coin fetch. The AI tokens are still pumping. Remember, we had the news yesterday about Vitalik saying how AI can help. We have AI in the news. We have AI everywhere. So I think, as I said yesterday, I don't think 2024 is going to be the year of gaming tokens. I think it's going to be the year of AI tokens. I think next year is going to be the year of AI tokens. If you look at the big crypto gaming projects, I still think they're a year away from really kicking into top gear. So I think this year we're going to look at a lot of speculation on AI tokens. Of course, my picks are Fetch and Singularity, but there are a plethora of other AI tokens out there for you to look at. Stacks is up. Stacks we spoke about a little bit. It's a kind of a layer 2 for Bitcoin. Hedera is up just a tad. Manta, BNB, Tron, a few up. Not too many gainers in the last 24 hours. And losers, again, some of the regulars. Starknet, well, this launched, huge wick up, and now it's coming back down to earth. It's in price discovery. It will level out at whatever price it levels out at. Good morning, Solo Sky. Welcome to the stream. Sats, 1,000 sats, again, is down there. Not a fan of that. Year to date, it's down 40%. Don't expect it to ever do anything. Beam is down, but again, it's up 80% for the year. Conflux is down a touch. Bonk isn't having a very good year so far. And that really is about it for the charts. Nothing really has stood out to me there as groundbreaking news, to be honest. Excuse me. I never have a frog in my throat until I stream. So, Michael Saylor was interviewed yesterday. The reporter asked Michael Saylor when he was going to sell his Bitcoin. Remember, MicroStrategy now have a $10 billion profit on their books from the purchase of Bitcoin. When asked, when are you going to sell your Bitcoin? Michael Saylor, in true Michael Saylor fashion, said, I am buying forever. If ever there was a Chuck Norris of crypto, it's Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor will be buying Bitcoin for MicroStrategy when it's at 100,000 or $1 million. That's the kind of guy he is. He understands the value of Bitcoin. And I think the issue is, the more you read into Bitcoin and the more you understand about Bitcoin, the scarier it is understanding what it's going to do in terms of the sea change from holding your assets in USDC to holding it in Bitcoin. There's going to be, people talk about the flippening and Ethereum flipping Bitcoin. I think the bigger one, and the one we should be looking at, is when is Bitcoin going to flip gold and become the store of value? I don't care about Ethereum flipping Bitcoin. It's never going to happen. But Bitcoin flipping gold, that's, I think, where the key is going to be. Because that's the signal that gold is no longer the flight to safety that it used to be, or the inflation hedge it used to be. I did a thing for, was it for Fran a few weeks ago, maybe last week? We looked at the price of gold over a 12 or 13 year period, and it had gone up 8% in 12 years. Bitcoin goes up 8% in a day. And I know that's not going to happen in the future, but Bitcoin is going to get to a point where it accumulates value above and beyond inflation year on year. That might only be 2, 3, 4% a year. But when you're talking about a $500,000, $600,000 asset going up 3% a year, that's going up tens of thousands of dollars a year. So, big fan of Bitcoin, big fan of Michael Saylor, even though I don't necessarily agree with most of the Bitcoin maxis. Now, again, this might sound like pie in the sky. I don't see it as improbable that down the road a Bitcoin miner will invest hundreds of millions of dollars in creating their own energy infrastructure and their own energy production, or building a nuclear power plant. Samson Mao. Now, this might sound crazy now because Bitcoin is at $50,000. Imagine if Bitcoin was at $500,000. Suddenly, you can 10x your investment and get an equal amount of return based on your 10x investment. So, could they build their own nuclear power station, or even the fusion power in the UK? They're building the first fusion reactor in the UK. Fusion power, geothermic power, whatever it might be. When Bitcoin gets to these 6 and 7 figure numbers, that's when you would see this kind of stuff being feasible. Not necessarily now when it's at $50,000, but more when it's in the high 6 figures. But it's on the horizon. And when it happens, it's going to happen. Oh, one of my tweets has vanished. Never mind. I am not too sure what that one was about. It doesn't matter. We shall move on. We have all the time in the world. Now, Nvidia is a good one. Nvidia's total market cap, I believe, is isn't it Nvidia's total market cap 2 trillion? And did I see what happened to Strike? Yes, I did. And it came in with a market cap higher than most L2s on Ethereum. So that's not going to last very long. I covered it at the very beginning. I think there's going to be a price discovery on the downward for that token. Yes, definitely. Now then, I don't normally get articles from TradingView, but this one popped up. And of course, I'm just trying to remind people that at this moment in time, all of these dips that you see are short-term volatility. All of these dips to 50,000, 51,000, they're all short-term because as the weeks go by, in the initial phases anyway, the ETFs are just scooping up all the Bitcoin. It's something like 10,000 Bitcoin a day being taken off the market and off exchanges. To put that into context, 10,000 a day being taken off, there's only 900 being produced. And as of April 20th, or whatever date it is, that will be 450 Bitcoin a day being produced. So where is all of this Bitcoin coming from? Where is this Bitcoin coming from to satiate the need of these ETFs? Well, two things can happen. The demand can fall, quite clearly. It falls to 5,000, 4,000, 3,000. Or are we going to see Bitcoin go up in price to the point where the ETFs aren't able to buy the 10,000? Maybe they can only buy 3,000 or 4,000 Bitcoin a day, and that will bring down the demand on Bitcoin. But to do that, the price needs to go up. So either the demand will fall or the price will go up. One of those two things will happen. And at the minute, of course, we're not expecting to see this level of purchasing of Bitcoin in 12 months' time, but we're going to end up with 500,000 or 600,000 Bitcoin in the back pockets of these ETFs by the end of the year. We're already at 200,000 and it's February. We've got 10 months to go to accumulate 300,000. It's going to happen. I think what a good explanation of this is, so Bitcoin is like that helicopter in World War Z that's trying to take off. And we are like the zombies hanging onto that helicopter. And as the helicopter shakes from side to side, we all fall off and all the weak hands go away. And that's why I said at the start of the show, the one thing you shouldn't be selling at this moment in time is your Bitcoin, not financial advice. Hold on to that Bitcoin, keep it safe, keep it locked up either on a ledger or a Trezor, or if you do keep it on an exchange, you're on an exchange watching me now, keep it on there. Two-factor authentication, anti-phishing code, mobile phone connected, do all of those things, keep it as safe as possible. There is a theory in the future that if Bitcoin doesn't change, you will not be able to afford to move your Bitcoin from your Bitcoin wallet to anywhere else because the fees will be so high. So I might cover that in another video and try and explain that to you, but Bitcoin will change. That's the thing. Bitcoin will adapt to allow people to send Bitcoin. It will just take some time to develop. So this 2.45 billion inflows in 1 week is again, it's massive. It's record breaking. Bitcoin ETFs have broken all records, all ETF records. They also are now some of the biggest ETFs in the world. Yeah, I mean, that $16 today is likely to be $200 or $300 in a few years' time, unless there are changes made to Bitcoin to allow these to be sent relatively cheaply. The problem with that is that you have to pay the miners. That's the problem. And the miners need paying, or the miners will be turned off. We're not going to get into that conversation now. So anyway, that's all we need to cover. So in 5 days, $2.5 billion. Pretty impressive. And again, most of that volume is in America. Now, very quickly, I said I wasn't going to cover it in today's show, but we'll have a quick peek at the Bitcoin chart just to see where we are. Remember, we were bouncing off this level. Is this my chart or Brogan's chart? Let's have a little look. Let's do the 4 hour. So this is the line that I drew yesterday, 52.4. 52.4 is the area that we can't seem to break above. Now, as I said to you, we break down. We did it here. I even called this yesterday. I said yesterday that what's going to happen is we test, we come down, we test, we come down, we test. Guess what? We come down. Now, where have we come down to? The bottom of this range here is 50,008, 50,007, 50,006. Those numbers are not a coincidence. We have come down to 50,009. So 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm just telling you what's in the charts. Now, there is, I suppose, an argument that you could say we're going to do this, but I think we're probably more than likely going to do this kind of pattern again, and I think we are more than likely going to retest the way we retested here. But again, I don't have a crystal ball, I can't predict it, but I think we're going to come back up. We just keep getting rejected from this line, and I know we went to 53,000 yesterday. I know we peaked back up at 52.5, but we can't get above this line. So every time you get rejected, you come back down. That's just the way it is. So we're going to move on and talk about Ethereum, because now I said to Brogan off air, I think it was on Saturday. I don't know if I actually said it on stream on Saturday. I said that I would eat my, did I say I would eat my shirt or eat my hat if Ethereum got above $3,000? Now, we were very close to me eating my shirt in the last few days. I'm actually, you know what, I'll bring up the Ethereum chart in a bit as well to have a look. Now, we did hit 3,000, but then we bounced off, like I said. So Ethereum hit $3,000 on the Denken, which is the next major upgrade for Ethereum, the spot Ethereum ETF anticipation. Now, this is what worries me, and I've said it every day. I'm not expecting it till next year. I know BlackRock are going to twist the arm of the SEC to get them to allow it. I understand that. And it probably is going to be May this year or June this year. It is going to happen, I know. But if all things were equal, Ethereum isn't Bitcoin. Ethereum is not proof of work. Ethereum isn't... The argument is Ethereum is decentralized enough, but it still has a head. It still has the Ethereum Foundation. It still has a number one head honcho there, which is Vitalik. Now, I also alluded to the fact that maybe the SEC will give the Ethereum ETF if they can find enough evidence that Vitalik was a naughty boy in the past, remove Vitalik as the head of the Ethereum Foundation, and then allow the ETF. That's what they seem to have done with other companies in crypto. So I'm not a fan of that. Denken upgrade is great, it cuts the cost for the fees, but I'm not sure we're going to get it as quickly as people have said. It was the first time since April 2022 that Ethereum hit this level, reaffirming the bullish sentiment. There is the chart. Again, we didn't see $3,000. I just don't see... I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. I said it last week about the charts. When you're running a marathon, you don't sprint the first 3 kilometers because you run out of steam. The rest of the race is run. You've burnt yourself out. I'm very worried that we get too high too soon into this bull run, because if we do, I don't know where the liquidity is going to come to sustain it. I think Ethereum is 30-40% higher than it should be. Maybe it should be at 2,100, 2,200, something around that figure. I think we're too high, and this anticipation of the ETF, I could be completely wrong. and we could go to $5,000 Ethereum if the ETF is approved. But if it's not approved, where does Ethereum come down to? You know what? We'll have a look at the chart. We're going to have a look at the chart on Ethereum. I mean, I hold Bitcoin, I hold Ethereum as well. I've been staking my Ethereum since Christmas Day 2021, was it? I think I staked my ETH. So whenever it was launched, I staked it there and then. And I just think we're going to come down. I just cannot see us sustaining. Look, like we broke up here, we hit 30,000, let's say 3,015. And if you look at where we are, okay, there's way too many lines on this screen for my liking. Let's get rid of some of these lines. 1 minute. I'm just trying to show you. Right, so the moving average is down here, which is $2,200. We are 30% higher, and we have gone. Let's go to the 4-day. There we go. The full day one. There we go. I mean, you should really be using it as support, a little bit of resistance. But look, I mean, how much longer could we continue to shoot up at these prices? I just don't see us going. I don't see us going up without the ETF. And I'm worried that people are going to start FOMOing in right now. Now, the risk reward is, the reward, for example, is we go to $4,000. That's a 33% upside. The risk is that the ETF gets delayed till February, March next year. Why February, March next year? When Joe Biden loses the election in November, he's going to lose it if he stands. If he doesn't stand and it's Michelle Obama or if it's Robert Kennedy, fine. But if Biden stands, he's going to lose. And that would then, what normally happens is the head of the SEC normally retires or resigns, sorry, when because they're appointed by Biden. So Gary Gensler would go. Hester Peirce would be my pick as the head of the SEC, and she's called something like the mother of crypto or the grandmother. I don't know. She's got a name to do with crypto. She's more pro crypto than Gary Gensler. Doesn't mean she's still not going to do a job and she's still going to be tight, but she's going to view crypto in the same light as other financial institutions. So I would expect the ETF not to be approved. I would expect a correction. Now, if by the time we do get that rejection of the ETF and we've moved along here because the price moves up, we could come down, meet the bull market support band, meet this fib level. $2,300 is a good price for me for Ethereum to buy at. $2,300. I mean, we can't do this. I mean, that's just, it's not on the cards because you're so far from home that when we do correct, it's going to be one hell of a drop. So just keep your eye on Ethereum. If you're dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin and Ethereum on a weekly basis, fine, continue to do so. But we said yesterday, the 10 mistakes that people make when they trade is they FOMO in. They have the fear of missing out. Now, yes, we could hit $4,000, $4,500, $5,000, but that's not going to happen today or tomorrow. I think we're going to have a correction on Ethereum, not necessarily on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is sucking in so much liquidity now from the ETFs, taking so much off the table. Making money is not supposed to be this easy. I completely agree with that statement. Making money is not supposed to be this easy. Good morning, Kishan. The only thing I would say to that argument is that I spotted the Tesla stock years ago, more because I was interested in Tesla than the actual company itself. And I had my Yahoo chart open on Tesla. And when Tesla had a way smaller market cap than it has today, the volatility on Tesla was outrageous. 10% up, 20% up, down, 20% down, 10% up. It was all over the place on a daily basis. And then eventually the market cap got so high the volatility left, and now it moves 5% and people think it's volatile. I think in crypto, the early adopters get to make the money. The VCs make the money in businesses that are a success. Early adopters make the money in crypto when it's a success. The issue is backing the winners. You know, people that go and invest in 60 altcoins with a sub 200 million market cap, 55 of those 60 coins are going to absolutely fail, but 5 of them might 1000x, and that's where you make your money. Everybody who says, oh, I've made $10 million, $5 million, $2 million in crypto has bought 100, 200, 300 different alts to get that one win. And that's, I think, the key, because venture capital firms, they don't win every game. They probably win 30%, 20% of their investments. Early adopters in crypto, you have the opportunity to buy these tokens because crypto is liberated from everything else. When a new project goes live, you can buy into it, and then you can sell at the top, you buy it, keep it going, whatever it might be. But the point of the matter is, VCs have a closed system. Companies that need money go to the venture capitalist firms, they share them around, they decide how much they're going to put in each, and when it noons, they make their 100x. We then now have that opportunity that they've been having for the last 40 years. Now, another coin that I hold, and again, not financial advice, I got in at 69k, went through 15k, and now we're here. It was rough. Yowza, I got in at $1,000 on Bitcoin, and I rode it up to $18,000 and thought I was rich. It came back down to about $3,000. I bought a whole bag more. It went up to 69,000. Again, thought I was rich. Rode it all down to 15,000. This time, I am not making that mistake. This time, I am selling absolutely everything apart from maybe a little bit of Bitcoin at the end. And yeah, I mean, what we're going to talk about it in the article at the end. We're going to talk about Zach XBT, because retail are the people that are left with the bags. Now, Chainlink. Chainlink is one of my picks. I've held it since January last year. I put it into my $15,000 portfolio, which is a portfolio that I made. I made a video about it this week. And what it is I tried to pick eight crypto assets that were going to do exceptionally well in the next bull run, as in this one approaching. Chainlink is just a monster of a project, absolute monster of a project. But as I say about a lot of projects, it's not sexy, so people don't look at it. So what else isn't sexy? Matic isn't sexy. Matic is going to rip up trees. Chainlink isn't sexy. It will do incredibly well. What other coins are there? Maybe even Quant, exceptional project, not very sexy. But you can look at these projects and you can decide yourself which ones you like. I'm getting a network error now. Give me 1 minute. I don't know what's going on with my... 1 second. I don't know what's going on with my network. I'm just trying to reconnect to everything, and I'm getting timeouts. Now, I'm going to give you a coin to look at, which is Pol. Now, Pol, yeah, everything's not working at the minute. Pol is the Polygon network coin, and Pol looks like it's going to do very well. Matic's Ag Layer goes live today, and that is a project that links all of the L2s together. Sunspots are affecting internet world round. Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Well, it's affecting me. I can't get into stream. Anyway, I better carry on with this. I think everybody can still hear me. Chainlink Labs is guiding major financial institutions towards adopting blockchain tech and tokenization, which is already underway. During recent talk, Arya Singh shared insights into this transformative journey, emphasizing the industry pivot from pilot programs to full-scale production development. Now, the issue here, a lot of people in Chainlink are fuming, blowing gaskets, because Chainlink keep having different connections to different projects, such as Vodafone, and they're doing a lot of proof of concept developments with these companies, and they're fed up of it, and they want to see projects being rolled out. The problem is, once Chainlink starts to see these projects rolling out, it is no longer going to be a $20 token. It's going to be a $200 token. And that's the key. Because once Chainlink gets going, it's not going to stop. And it just takes a few of these projects to go live, and Chainlink will be everywhere. So the problem with Link is it's not sexy. It built during the bear market, and now it needs its sexiness to come from the companies it's working with. Now, if you think about Cisco and the internet, most people don't know about Cisco because they don't really care. But Cisco at one point powered 97% of all the internet traffic in the world at one point. Chainlink is going to become the blockchain version of Cisco, and it's going to sit behind everything and tokenize everything. It's cross-chain. It's already got connections with USDC for on and off ramps. It's already got connections with Visa and MasterCard. It's building connections with Goldman Sachs, with Citigroup, with HSBC. And I think give it to the end of this bull run, and you're going to see Chainlink do multiples from where it is now. And again, I didn't get into Chainlink for a very long time because it really was a very dry project, and it just makes everything work. Now, $18.40 for this token. It's come back down a bit, but let's remind ourselves where it came from. Everybody that listens to this channel knew from about here. This was the area I was telling people about Chainlink, and that was $7. So in a year, it has gone from $7 to $18. A lot of coins have gone up. I'm not saying it's the only coin that's gone up, but all-time high, way up here, let's say $50 for the all-time high. So it's still got a good 150% to go to get to the all-time high. Unlike some tokens, I expect Chainlink to get back to its all-time high. Some tokens are never going to see all-time high again. ICP is never going to see all-time highs again, because that was $1,000. But Chainlink, for me, again, it's had a good ride up. It went into this channel, which was from November all the way through to January. So it stays in this channel. Remember, Chainlink likes to be in a range. Some coins don't, but Chainlink is just constant and steady. And I think what we could see for the next couple of weeks is this. And that creates this nice step effect, which I talk about a lot on here, because you want crypto to do this. So when crypto comes down, it's got various levels of support. It creates a footing of previous price action. So if we get up to $30, $25, we know that $20 is a level of support. We know that $16, $20 is a level of support. And that helps traders to decide where to put their buy orders in. So for me, Chainlink is a good price, even at $18. If you can get Chainlink back into this range and get it for $16, it's an absolute steal. There is no competition. We've looked at the competition, and there isn't anything at this moment in time to compete. It might change in the future, but for me, Chainlink's a big one. Chainlink is a big one. Right, now, I'm going to go on to a project which I think is all bark and no bite. What's that other one? About trousers. I can't remember. So Pixels is this game that's now doing the rounds. Everybody was talking about it. All of the other crypto influencers were talking about it. I'm just going to bring up some of the links about it so we can go through this in a logical fashion, which is what I like to do. So what I'm going to do first, this is like a mini review. I make videos quite a lot. I'm going to do a mini review on this. Yesterday, I made a very good video comparing two exchanges and their airdrop strategies, which hasn't really kicked into the algorithm yet, but it will. So what is this about? So Pixels is this game that launched yesterday, the day before. Coin ran up 65, 70 cents. I think but it's a new crypto game. So everybody's excited about it. And this is where I talk about sexy. Things have to be sexy, remember, because that's what's like. It's like crypto investors and Doctor Who at it. It goes and plays with the Doctor Who. And then 5 minutes later, you give it the Starship Enterprise, and it goes over and plays with that. And it just plays with all these toys. But it's got a very short attention span. And what a lot of people do is they jump from one craze to another. And that can be really bad for your portfolio, because you're just following that tornado. You're following that disaster. And yes, you're going to win sometimes. You're going to get 200-300% gains. A lot of the time, you're going to buy that token at its peak and you're going to hold it all the way down. And that coin probably has no chance of ever coming back up. And in my opinion, Pixels is not a project that I'm going to buy. And if anything, I would short it. And the reason is that it doesn't do anything, in my opinion, doesn't do anything unique. So, Ronin. I've been talking about a hit game. Gamers on Ronin have been talking about a game called Pixels, which has gained a significant following. Unlike Axie Infinity, it's simple, it's a farming game, it incorporates crypto elements like NFTs, avatars, token-based economy, etc. It's an online farming game. Great. The user doesn't need NFTs or tokens to play the game, but it can sign in with the Ronin wallet or MetaMask, create an account with an email address or phone number. It's free to play. Bonus features and capabilities available. It's just a game. Now the token is, and again, this is something I always look at. The circulating supply is 15%. The fully diluted market cap of this project is $2.5 billion. Now, admittedly, it's only got a $385 million market cap. And it's only been live for 2 or 3 days. It got to 67 cents. It's down at 50 cents. Somebody tell me why this token is going to go up in value. Because there is 85% of the token supply to be released over the next 4 or 5 years, whatever their token release is. Where is the future of this token going to go? So the circulating supply is minute. There's going to be 85% more tokens released. So to put that into context, there's going to be 500% inflation on this token over whatever period of time it might be. The market cap shouldn't really be 385 million. The market cap is way too high. Now, if you enjoy the game, great. But nothing about this token says to me anything other than hype. And if you look at the chart action, I drew this chart. There isn't a lot to draw it on, so we'll just carry on the So I drew this last night, and look, it's still doing this. Now, where do we think this coin is going to go? Do we think it's going to do this? Because I do. I don't think the coin has any future. I covered a coin the other day called Wagme Games. Got a lot of flack from that community as well. Tokens for gaming projects have to do something to eliminate the emissions. They have to do something to stop the token being sold, because it's a race to zero. I played World of Warcraft for long enough to know that when an expansion comes out, everything costs a lot. of money, a lot of gold, and then 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks later, the price is 10% of what it has been. That's the same with these tokens. You need a burn mechanism. You need a mechanism for making people hold the token. You need a mechanism for people to spend the token. You need people to keep the tokens in the game. And the fight is always there. If you've got 1,000 pixel tokens, today that's worth $50. So why are you going to hold those tokens? You're going to sell them for $50. Because what $50 value are you going to get out of that game? You're not. So gaming tokens are going to have to work incredibly hard to do something to make the token valuable. Make it not necessarily a closed system, but make it where you have to stake the token. And by staking the token, you get rewards in the game to make the game better. Skins, extra maps, extra characters, whatever it might be, unique NFTs. But you have to get the coins locked into your game, because all emissions do is create constant sell pressure. Why are you buying this token? There's no reason. Why are you selling this token? Because it's 50 cents. Well, are you going to sell the token when it's 1 cent or 2 cents? That's the issue that I have with these tokens. Now, I'm going to be wrong on some of these tokens. I'm going to be wrong if there is a massive multiplayer game come out where the token holds its value because there's a constant buy pressure. I'm going to be wrong on those tokens. But when there's no visible way for that project to generate a burn and generate a reason to hold them, it's going to go to zero. So it's all well and good holding the token. I sold my tokens exactly, hang on, I sold my tokens there. I sold my tokens at 52 cents. It went like that. And other people I know sold here. Brilliantly well done. And then we've had nothing but this. So what's going to happen for me? It's going to come crashing down. If I'm proven wrong, I'm proven wrong, and I'll come on here and tell you why I'm wrong. But if anything, personally, shorting pixels seems to be the way forward, in my opinion. There's too much supply in the treasury. There's too much emissions. Okay, very quickly then, 11:42. We've done quite well today. Unfortunately, I cannot log in to the streams, so I cannot see you at the moment. So if there is anybody with a comment to make, I can't read them. I'm really sorry, but the app isn't working at all. Now, the problem with the app not working is, of course, I can't do the quiz. Let's see if I can get back in now. There we go. It loads, and then it tells me there's a network error. Connection timed out. I'm getting a network error. So I can't see any comments, I can't see anything. Yeah, I can't connect. Network error, please try again later. Right, so what I'll do, we've got 18 minutes. I'm going to look at this, and then I'm going to do a few other bits. Get to about 12 o'clock, and then I will call it a day. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of that and send it to the guys in charge. So if you've got any questions to ask me in chat, ask away, because I've got a good 15 minutes to get to the end of the show. Now, before I begin, this is not an article I am reading to you about Crypto Rover. I'm reading you this article from Zach's point of view. And what I'm trying to do is give you an idea of what happens day in, day out on X and with crypto influencers. And the one thing I say to everybody that watches me is don't take my opinion as gospel. Don't take any crypto influencer's opinion as gospel. If I happen to like the dupe token, I will tell you I like the dupe token because I see a massive future in it. But that doesn't necessarily mean you should just go and buy it tomorrow. The same way as, people come to us all the time and say, can you sell this project to your community? And we've never done it. We've never once made a video about a project on behalf of somebody and be paid. We've never done it. So I have a clear conscience. Now, what I'm showing you now is, again, this isn't about Crypto Rover. This is about what Zach talks about. So this is an investigation how an influencer was paid to promote and mislead followers about his trading positions. And that's what the key is here, not who it is, because he does these all the time. He does these about other crypto influencers. So this isn't, again, this is nothing to do with Crypto Rover. So in May 2023, this influencer was connected with a project. And during the negotiations, he said he can pump projects from $500,000 to $10 million easy. They agreed on $10,000 and 1% of the supply in payment, and there's his address, which is a public address, it's not private information. After the payment was sent, this is where it started to go wrong. On multiple occasions, he agreed he was going to start promoting the project with posts, but he never did. Eventually, the influencer stopped responding. They became upset with him not keeping up his end of the agreement and asked him for a refund. He then said he would not do a refund, but he would make a post in better market conditions and will take legal action if they call him out. It's February 2024. No posts have been made. To verify this address was his, I mapped out the transactions and found it tied to this post by matching the amounts. I will hold this throughout the next bull. I bet I can make an easy $1 million from this investment. Funnily enough, he sold short after. Now, this is what I'm trying to warn you about. If I tell you that a project is going to pump, or if I tell you that something is going to happen to a project, that would be a red flag for me, because nobody can predict the future. Or if you received an email saying, join this Telegram group and we're going to give you signals on when coins are going to pump up, that would be another red flag. So in this instance, this influencer, he makes this post. I don't know, he's got quite a lot of followers. He's got 675,000 followers. He's told 675,000 people that he's going to buy this token and hold it for the long run. Now, even if 1% of people that follow him bought that token, that's 6,500 buy orders. The price is going to go through the roof. So making this post and then selling the token an hour or 2 hours later is going to coincide with that token price going up, because so many people have been influenced to buy the token that he can time the top. And that's the problem with following influencers, especially ones that get paid to do these things. So 10 fresh addresses connected to his account. Post the marketing payment brought up 9% of the supply. He made 12 posts on X and Telegram. Their team, anyway, so there's certain words I can't say on the stream. So the 10 fresh addresses linked to him profited 40 ETH from the project, which he sold afterwards. 40 ETH is, of course, $120,000. Here are examples of screenshots of the posts, followed by the sells from the addresses tied to him. So this is the problem. He will tell you a project to buy and he will sell directly afterwards. I find this behavior concerning and do not think he can claim he doesn't know what he's doing. As stated earlier, that he could pump $500,000 to $10 million easily. He's not the only, this is the key as well. He's not the only influencer doing this, and we as a space need to stop letting them do this time after time to their followers. And this is the warning. This is why I wanted to cover this today, is that when you follow various crypto influencers, if somebody comes out with a token that you've never heard of and they tell you to go and buy that token, tell you to go and buy Dog Elon Mars, whatever it might be, and you've never heard of it, you're more than likely just going to buy the token without looking at it. And as I said on the stream yesterday, if you can't explain to me in a lift between the ground floor and the third floor of a building, if you can't explain to me what that token can do, why have you bought the token? Did you buy it because so many other people were buying it? Did you buy it because an influencer told you to buy it? Did you buy it because you heard a news article about it and you thought it was a good idea? When you're new to crypto, you're going to make these mistakes. You're going to buy tokens based on what you've read. And you're going to follow crypto influencers who you think are giving you good advice. And the issue is, if somebody offers you $100,000 to talk about a project, $100,000 is a lot of money to talk about a project. But there has to be a certain level of morality. You need to be a certain size influencer to be offered that amount of money. And if you are that size of influencer, then those projects come along quite often. So as an influencer, you should be checking the project is valid. You should be checking the team is doxed. You should be checking the tokenomics. You should be carrying out due diligence on this project before you tell your followers about it. Because otherwise, you are the product. That's the key. If he is giving you this information for free, then you are the product. You are his product. And that's the worry for me with crypto influencers, is they're going to ruin the space for newcomers to crypto, because people are going to buy the tokens they're told to buy, and their $10,000 is going to end up being $1,500 within 6 months, even in the bull run, because they're being told to buy coins which are worthless. And that's the key, and that's the issue. So I know the last few days I've been covering top 10 mistakes for traders, biggest issues that you have, when you're in crypto. I've now covered this one about crypto influencers. I'm just trying to warn you, because as we get closer and closer to the top of this bull run, you're going to see more and more projects, and you're going to see things like, I'm buying this, I'm running this to the top, I'm riding this to the top, I'm never selling this. This coin I'm going to take to my grave. And you know that that person is going to give it a few hours for everybody else to buy it, and then they're going to sell it. And when Zach highlights people that do that, it's good to then share that information with you, because you might not know who Zach XBT is. You might have never heard of him, but he does catch people out. He also caught out Jake Paul, or Logan Paul, I never know which one it is. He caught out one of the Paul brothers for their NFT scam. So he's a good guy, and he works with the FBI, he works with Interpol, he works with the UK fraud squad. He's a good guy. And the key for me is that if a project came to us and said, listen, we're going to give you $2,000, we want you to promote this project to your followers. The one thing we always say is, we need you to give us free tokens to give to our followers. So a giveaway. That way, when we do the video or when we do the stream, we are not telling you to go out and buy this token today, go out and buy that token today. We're giving you those tokens for free, ideally. Now, the reason we haven't done many of these is simply because most of the projects are scams that come to us. Most of them are scams, and we check them out. It takes me 30 seconds to spot a scam. Now, we would have an awful lot more money if we accepted all of these scams, but we don't. We don't accept any of them. The project that we are reviewing tonight on the AMA, at 7 o'clock, we're doing an AMA tonight. We have read the white paper. We have been through their website. We have pre-questioned them on various topics. We've watched other AMAs that they've done, and we've spent about 6 hours preparing this AMA in terms of research on them. They're legitimate. Another example was eTukTuk came to us. eTuktuk were in the news yesterday. They've got $1.2 million of seed investment. eTuktuk is going to be a project which is coming up. They came to us and asked us to do some videos. We didn't believe them. In all honesty, maybe we got it wrong, but we didn't believe them. So we never helped them out. We never got involved with that project. So our filter is incredibly fine, and only the purest things get through. Now, there is another project that have come to us, looks legitimate, checked it out. Again, part of the project is giving away free codes to use their software. We will more than happily do stuff like that if it doesn't cost you anything. And I'm never going to come on here and tell you to buy a token. I will come on here and tell you not to sell Bitcoin. And I think you're mad if you sell Bitcoin. But it's not financial advice, it's my opinion. And if you do want to sell your Bitcoin, go and sell it. But I think you'll be crazy, and that's my opinion. If you've made 1,000% on some alts, take some profits. Just natural. Take 50%, 75% profit out of these coins that you've made 10x gains on, because the money you've left in is still your initial investment plus 150%. So you never go broke taking profits. You never go broke carrying out risk management and taking money off the table, sitting with money on the side. You might not maximize your gains. This isn't about maximizing gains. You're in an industry that's probably going to 10x in the next few years. Why worry about 1 or 2% here or there? So for me, the biggest thing, we always say it on this channel, we are not here to make you rich. We are here to try and stop you from becoming poor. And that's the key. We are here to try and highlight the scams, highlight the scammers that come along and try and separate you from your money. And that's the big thing. That's why I always ban all the links in chat, because those links are phishing sites. You go to those sites, you connect your wallet, that pretty much gives them access to everything in your wallet, and you've lost everything. So I know it's a very long outro to the show, but I am trying to get to the point where I can log back into the app and actually see people. But anyway, so that's that. So if you've got any questions, I know Kishan is here. Kishan, if you've got any questions, or Yowza, if you've got any questions, Hidden Agendas, if you've got any questions, Solo Sky, Mags, you're the people I can see. If you've got any questions, fire away in chat, because at the minute I cannot see the live stream. So I don't know who's in there. I don't know what's going on. Every time I open it up, it's just, I get a connection timeout, so I can't see anything. I can't even stop anybody from talking. So I don't know what's going on. Right. Okay. It's done for. Right, so what I'll do for the last couple of minutes, I can't get into chat, so I can't even drop a thank you box. What I'll do for the last few minutes, I'm going to show you something very, very quickly. And that is another little bit of advice is how to do your own research. So if I said to you, AI is going to be the token of the year, but 2025 could be the gaming token, the gaming year. So AI this year, gaming next year. What you can do is you go to CoinMarketCap and you type in gaming and you click on categories. You have a section there called gaming. If you click on this, it will show you, ranked by market cap, every gaming token that that there is listed on CoinMarketCap. Now, Immutable X, I'm a massive fan. I have missed out on it. I tried to buy it below $2. I know I've missed out on it, but as I always say, there's always another token. Immutable X is going to do exceptionally well. Beam, we had a Beam giveaway a few weeks ago where we gave out some Beam tokens. Multiverse is doing exceptionally well. The Sandbox, I am not a fan of, or Axie Infinity. I do think ApeCoin is going to have a really good 2024 because it was the worst performing token of 2023. So ApeCoin could have a good year. this year. Ronin, of course, we've been talking about Pixels. That's been launched on the Ronin chain. Decentraland, again, Decentraland and Sandbox have both really lost their way, I would say. And if I just go and show you what I mean by that, I think a lot of it was hype. I think they were overhyped as well, because they were the two first real metaverse tokens, if you like, and they've lost the way. So let me very quickly show you what I mean by that. So this token at one point was $7. It's now at 48 cents. Do I think it's ever going to go back to $7? I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, it can do, but there's better coins to invest in, personally. So you can do this with anything as well. You can go up here, you can type in, let me give you another example. So categories, is it just POW? I thought there was a section called Proof of Work. Maybe there isn't. 1 minute. There we go. So the top proof of work tokens by market cap. So again, coin market cap should be probably the first place you go to research a market. The quiz is funny, but the information you bring to live every day is much more important than receiving some tokens. Thank you very much, Mags. I can't give anything out today. It's just not happy with me today. And I don't know why. So anything you want to look for, any market you want to look for, you can look for it on CoinMarketCap. Top proof of work tokens: Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Casper, Ethereum Classic. The usual ones are up there. Monero, absolutely destroyed because it's been delisted from some of the major exchanges. Again, I'm not a fan of these two, Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV. I'm not a fan, but you can research any topic you want just by going up here. Again, AI categories. AI and big data shows you top AI and big data tokens by market cap. So that's all you really need to be able to do. Now, it's gone 12. It's now 12:02. So what I'm going to do is I can't log back in. So I can't drop anything. I don't actually know how I'm going to close the stream. That's the other problem. But thank you everybody for coming. Thank you, Mags, Kishan, Yowza in chat. Hidden Agendas is here again today. Kishan, thank you all for coming. I'm going to go. I'm going to try one more time to log in, but it's just not happening for me today. I don't know why. I'm just getting a network error every time I try and connect. It's just not happening. But anyway, I'm going to get going. We are live tonight at 7 o'clock. We are doing an AMA with a token at 7 o'clock. It's probably going to be about 45 minutes of the AMA and then 15 minutes of discussion. The quiz, and we're going to do the giveaway, all that kind of stuff. So we're giving away $50 in USDC. We're not giving it away in their token. We're not giving it away in anybody's token. It's going to be $5 $10 prizes. So if you want to win, go to the calendar, check the events, and make sure you turn up in your droves tonight. Let's show this project that the Crypto Warehouse family means business. So I'm going to get going now. I can't log in. I can't say goodbye. I can't drop a follow box or a comment to inbox. So thank you, everybody. I will see you later on in about 7 hours, in fact. So take care, everybody.